Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Sunday Babble. This is part two of beginning of my gamer life. So we're gonna continue to the second part as well of the Slay the Spire playthrough that I did. So let's just jump into it. So this is gonna be a after 2005 time. In no particular order. Of like when I played. We'll just go through like consoles. So consoles first, PC, maybe handheld games. So first is console, Xbox One. I remember I played Fusion Frenzy, which is it's like a party game with a whole bunch of mini games. It's a lot like Fall Guys now, but this game was, I think, ahead of its time. It was so much fun. We played it in my high school friend's house. I think we played it when we were practicing for like a music presentation, and it introduced me to a world of platformers. It was very fun. Lots of mini games. Like in that picture that I showed, there's like a bunch of people in balls, and you have to stay in the zone. It was so fun, so fun. I didn't play much console games back in the day. I didn't have a console, so I did play Wii when I went to one of my other friends' house. So we played Pirates of the Caribbean, which was interesting because you'd be the one slashing, and it was so tiring because we'd play that at like 2 in the morning until like 4, and then arms get so tired. But we were kids, so we had unlimited stamina. And of course, we played Wii Sports. I mean, how can you not bring up Wii Sports when you play the Wii? Tennis was the most fun because like you could easily break the game. Just like you could swing backhand, but he'd go left, he'd go front hand because the ball was there. So like you didn't really have to coordinate what way you were hitting the ball, which is funny. So we were just trying to go really fast, and the Wii guys just get slower, like would inch closer and closer to the net, which was funny. Uh, that was a really fun time. For handheld games, of course, this was the age of Game Boys, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy SP. So Pokemon for sure. I believe I played Leaf Green, Sapphire, and Emerald. So I think between Sapphire and Emerald, it didn't really matter. It just changed like what legendaries you got. So yeah, that was really fun. For me, that was the only Pokemon game that I finished at that point, and for me, that's like my generation of Pokemon. Not really Gen 1 because I never really played that. I know Leaf Green. I came out like around the same time as Sapphire. So it wasn't really, it didn't really hold any place in my heart. You know what I mean? I also played PSP. So we had Patapon, which is like a tap game with like a you had to tap to the rhythm, which at the time I was really into, but then it got old really quickly. Because like you know you don't want to put that much attention into the game, into like the effort you're putting into playing games. You just want to be making fun. Just tapping on a rhythm so boring. I also played God of War, which was R-rated when you think about it. I don't know how it was sold to children. There were scenes where you'd see full-on boobies, man, like flying everywhere. There were even like little cutscenes with quick time events where if you do it right, Kratos goes all the way. Yeah, that was really fun. I didn't play much. I really only played those quick time events, for some reasons. Although it was a really fun game at the time, and I think not that it's an old game, but the recent God of War really did well in terms of continuing the way the game is played without changing too much. And now we can go back. Now we can go into PC games. So, like I said, in no order. This is just what I wrote down. So, in high school, we played Hedge Wars, which was like a free, cheap version of Worms, and we played it during class, which made it all the more fun because like you don't really go to school to learn anymore. You just go to school to hang out with friends, and Hedge Wars was like so fun because it was so chaotic and you could have a lot of players at once. We all just waited around the same laptop, and um, it was a great time for games because people brought laptops to the classrooms. Hedge was pretty fun. I liked all the guns and stuff that you could pick up. Personally, I like the paintball gun because like it's so chaotic and it does so much damage. You can almost certainly kill anyone with it. Next is Harvest Moon, Friends of Mineral Town. So I played this for a bit, just because there was a romance aspect. That's really what kept me going. You know, like I I think I did research for this game. Like I wanted to know how to win over this girl, and like this is the kind of flowers that she wanted. What gave her the biggest heart reaction? That was the kind of thing I was into. And also, a nice part of it was just like raising animals, going through all the seasons, so on and so forth. You know, Harvest Moon. Another one was XCOM 1. I'm sure this was much later in my high school life, but still a very good game. I think this is the only one where I played straight. Like, I actually finished it right away because it was so much fun. The concept of having the same character throughout the whole game was so interesting. It was, I think it's the first time I played a game like that. And like, if they died, they'd be out of the game. I'm sure if they did die, I think they'd come back. But these characters that I used didn't die, so it was more fun that way because I'd get more experience, more skills. I'd kill myself if I didn't mention Dota, because Dota was such a huge part of my time growing up. I'd play it with a bunch of friends. We'd go to my friend's house. We'd have LAN parties, not to play Dota per se, but like World of Warcraft had many mods, many mini games, custom maps. That's what they're called, and we'd play the hell out of those. Sleep super late whenever we went overnight there, so that was a good time. I'd even hijack some of my friends' birthday parties just to play Dota instead of other games that he wanted to play, and that's always fun. I still play Dota to this day. Wait, that's a lie. I stopped recently, but I played Dota for a long time. And next is Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. I mean, this is a classic for anyone who's played video games. Zelda is usually on their list. Not everyone played Zelda because N64 is not very common for some people. I, of course, got a pirated copy, played it on the PC, finished it to the end. Very interesting, very difficult. Didn't really get the whole story at the time because Ganondorf, the idea of Ganondorf was kind of weird, kind of, you know, not very clear. Because, yeah, not gonna explain it, but it was good. The whole Ocarina thing was a interesting part of the game, and it was a fun time. Of course, I played Counter-Strike Source along with others. This is the time when people started getting into FPS games. So Counter-Strike, Battlefield, 2142 was a good one too. Just a quick shout out there. We did play Counter-Strike a lot. Some people were very good, and I tried to get good. I don't think I was very good at the time, but yeah. Of course, Minecraft. When we were growing up, Minecraft became a thing, and everyone on YouTube was playing it. At least everyone I saw on YouTube. We played it for a bit. We had fun. The Xbox version was very, very good. Building a house with people was fun. I even play Minecraft to this day. But like back then, we'd look for diamonds, and it was funny because the first diamond we ever saw as a group, we all fought over it. We all killed each other over that diamond, and it quickly descended into like absolute chaos whenever we found that diamond. Pretty sure we were all just out of it because we were playing for like 10 hours, 12 hours, and I think that was just our way of relaxing after all that hard work. Yeah. If you remember playing games with me, because I know only like 3 people listen to this, maybe 1. If you remember playing the games with me that I didn't put it on the list, feel free to comment down below. Also, you can tell me or give me options on what we can talk about next future episode. And yeah, hit a like if you enjoyed this episode. It helps a lot, keeps you going. I do like reading the comments. For this week's unsolicited advice, also known as my rec, I suggest saying yes to things that you might not really want to do. Worst case is you don't really have a good time. At least you have a story to tell. Best thing is you don't regret not going. So, yeah, say yes to things you might not want to do. It might help in the future. Thanks everyone for watching, and peace.